So in today's video, we are going to be discussing if Tyreek Hill is lying about Tua. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. So I'm not here today to be a petty Chiefs fan. I'm happy for Tyreek Hill. I'm glad he got paid in Miami. Does it suck that he's gone from Kansas City? Obviously, it stinks. I wish he was still here. Everybody wishes he was still here. But at the same time, I'm happy for Tyreek Hill, and I hope he does great things with the Miami Dolphins. But that does beg the question if Tyreek Hill is lying about Tua, because Tyreek Hill said that Tua has one of the prettiest deep balls that he has ever caught. So there's really three questions that could be asked in this situation. One, is Tyreek Hill lying? Two, is Tyreek Hill just being a good teammate? Or three, is Tyreek Hill just actually telling the truth? Now, the first question of Tyreek Hill lying, I don't think Tyreek Hill is lying. That's first right out of the bat. Let's get that out of the way. I don't think Tyreek Hill is lying about Tua and his deep ball. On being a good teammate, of course I think Tyreek Hill's being a good teammate, because Tyreek Hill really has never had that issue of not being a good teammate. Tyreek Hill has always been great. He was great in Kansas City. I think he's going to be great in Miami, especially with the people that are around him. Guys like Mike McDaniel, guys like Tua. I think he's in a perfect spot. He's going to be a good teammate. He was always a great teammate in Kansas City on the field. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with Tyreek Hill said teammate-wise. I think Tyreek Hill truly is being a good teammate. But it then begs the last question. Is Tyreek Hill actually telling the truth about Tua and him having a nice deep ball? And this is where I may be crazy, but I think Tyreek Hill might actually be telling the truth. Now, to preface this, I am a guy that likes Tua a lot more than most people. I don't think Tua has ever been given a fair shake in the NFL, because every time that Tua would struggle when Brian Flores was there, while I think Brian Flores was a good coach, I think his biggest failure as a coach is what he did for Tua. I think he failed Tua in his development, because every time Tua would struggle on the offensive side of the ball, anytime he faced adversity, every time that Tua was down in a football game, Brian Flores would bench him and bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jacoby Brissett. Like, they would never fully give Tua just the chance to stay in the game. And I understand that they wanted to win football games, but at the same time, you drafted a rookie quarterback at the time. You drafted a quarterback high in the draft. There's going to be bumps in the road, and I understand they were winning. Like, the Miami Dolphins had back-to-back winning seasons. Like, I get that. And I know they didn't make the playoffs, but you still got to give your quarterback a chance, the guy that you drafted to be the future. And what they did to Tua, I just never really liked. Like, they never let him fight back and clawed his way back into games. They let other quarterbacks do it. Or when he was healthy enough to play, they would just put him out there as the backup instead of just starting it. So he was healthy enough to be the backup, but he wasn't healthy enough to be the starter, which didn't make sense, because he came into that game, I believe it was against the Ravens, and he played a solid football game. So in Tua's career as a whole, I know there's a lot of bad talk about Tua, but I don't think he's ever been given a fair shake in the NFL. But that's just my personal opinion. But then let's talk about his game on the field. One, I do think Tua does have a nice deep ball. I do think Tua has more than the ability to throw the ball deep. Now, does he have Patrick Mahomes' strength? No. Like, those breeds of quarterbacks are very rare. You're never going to find a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. You're never going to find those guys on the street. So quarterbacks like that who can launch the ball 70 yards down the field at ease, it's a hard skill to have, and you're not just going to find that on the street. So obviously Tua doesn't have the arm strength as Patrick Mahomes, like I said, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. But Tua has more than enough strength to launch the ball down the field. Like, I was watching some of the plays that he was making down the field. Tua can throw the ball down the field. So I don't know what this narrative is that he can't, because I don't think it's Tua not being able to throw the ball deep. I really do believe that Tua can make those deep throws when he's asked to do it. And he has speedy receivers like Jalen Waddle and now Tyreek Hill. So I think when it comes to the deep ball, it's perfectly fine, and Tua's going to make those throws. But you also have to put into context, too, he's had a bad offensive line his entire time in the NFL. They fixed that offensive line this offseason, but Tua has always had a really bad offensive line. And if you're trying to run an offense where you're throwing deep, I can promise you it is one of the hardest things to do. To throw deep, when you have a bad offensive line, it is really hard to make those deep plays, because the quarterback has literally no time to set his feet and make those throws. If he wants to make those deep throws, kind of look at Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Like, he had to scramble out, make plays just to get the ball off it and push the ball down the field at all. Like it was bad. Like bad offensive line play isn't going to help you throw the ball deep. You're going to have the troubles running just a basic offense with a terrible offensive line, let alone throwing deep, because Tua had no time to do it. So that's also a part of Tua's struggles and him throwing deep is his bad offensive line. And so with Tua himself, I think he has the arm talent. That's for sure. I don't understand this, that he doesn't have the arm talent. He's accurate with the football and he can make the deep throws. And there's a minute highlight reel out there of him making deep throws. Tua can do it, and that part I'm not worried about. And even if you are worried about Tua and him and his ability to make it the deep throws, which we haven't seen a bunch of it, but I think we've seen what Tua can do. But if you're still on the side that Tua can't make the deep throws, what Tua does just normally in the normal pass game, just dunking the ball off, is going to be plenty good enough for the Miami Dolphins. When you have two talents like Tyreek Hill and now Jalen Waddle on that offense, even if Tua does struggle to push the ball down the field, it's not going to be the end of the world for Tua and this Miami Dolphins offense. Now, if Tua can't throw the ball deep, he's not going to be that big of a game changer on the offense. So Tua has to have that ability to obviously to throw the ball deep, because if he doesn't throw the ball deep, he's not going to be a game-changing quarterback. But for the weapons that he has around him, I think Tua is going to be plenty good enough with the guys that he has around him. Because like I said, Tua is a very accurate quarterback. And when you have a very accurate quarterback, if he does struggle to push the ball down the field, that does stink. But like I said, I think Tua can do it. But let's say Tua does struggle to push the ball down the field and he's not able to throw the ball, 50, 60 yards down the field, get that big home run play. With the weapons that Tua has at his disposal, I don't think that's even going to be an issue, because while Tua may struggle, let's say, in the deep ball department, what Tyreek Hill did in Kansas City wasn't always just the deep ball. Tyreek Hill, obviously his speed makes for throwing the ball deep, makes for throwing 60, 70 yard passes. It makes it, easier for a quarterback because you have a guy that can get himself open all the time because of his speed. But at the same time, Tyreek Hill could do more than just run deep routes and just catch deep balls. Tyreek Hill is way more than that as a wide receiver. And when the Chiefs struggled this past year, Tyreek Hill had to evolve his game, had to become more of an underneath guy, and he had to make plays after the catch. And that's exactly what he did. And because if you look at Tua, he's a very accurate passer, like we said. He's a 67% completion percentage passer. So let's say that Tua can't throw the ball deep and Tua has to rely on throwing it underneath. Well, you can get the ball to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, 10 to 15 yards. Those guys will make plays for you. And I think even if Tua doesn't throw deep, the offense is going to be just fine, because look what Tyreek Hill does. Like, get the ball in space. Tyreek Hill is so shifty. He's so small, but he's also so quick that just get the ball in space with Tyreek Hill, and the offense is going to run very, very smooth for the Miami Dolphins. So even if Tua does struggle to throw deep, which I think Tua just gets a lot of hate, and I wish I understood the hate that Tua got. I think Tua's a good quarterback. Nothing has shaked out for him. He's been benched. He's been injured. It's just been a really rough few years for Tua since he came into the league. But if you look at the guys around him and you look at the talent that Tua brings, with Tua being a very accurate passer, and you have two really, really fast wide receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, at the same time, the deep ball may not be a concern with the Miami Dolphins, because guess what? Tyreek Hill, just get him the ball even 5 yards past the line of scrimmage and watch him go to work, and it's going to be free sailing for the Miami Dolphins. So even if Tua doesn't have a deep ball, this offense is still going to be very, very shifty. It's going to be very fast. And I still think, even if Tua is just accurate enough and just good enough to get the ball to the playmakers, it's going to be a really good season for the Miami Dolphins in that offense. It has potential to be very explosive, even if Tua isn't throwing the ball 70 yards down the field. But there is one more quick question that we could be asking, and that is Tyreek Hill having buyer's remorse. Is Tyreek Hill regretting going to the Miami Dolphins? Because it's really weird to see a guy defending his quarterback this much and doubling down on his decision like this. It almost feels like Tyreek Hill is forcing himself to defend his decision to go to Miami. So is he regretting his decision? I mean, there's a really small chance that he is, but at the same time, he kind of admitted that, the money was really nice. So at the same time, even if Tua wasn't that good of a quarterback, to be honest, I don't think Tyreek Hill is really going to be that upset, because when you're given that much money, it's really going to be hard to turn it down. But at the same time, Tua isn't Patrick Mahomes, so I mean, there could be a tiny tiny amount of buyer's remorse from Tyreek Hill because he wishes he was still playing with Patrick Mahomes. So that is a possibility. But I think Tyreek Hill, like I said, he's a good teammate. He's not going to really be a distraction. And at the same time, I do think he's telling the truth about Tua. I just think that we need narratives to run this offseason when it's really slow. And to be honest, I think the Miami Dolphins are really going to have a dynamic offense this year with Mike McDaniel as the head coach. But those are just my thoughts on Tua, Miami Dolphins, and Tyreek Hill. Give me your thoughts down below. Do you think Tyreek Hill is lying? Or do you think he's telling the truth? Do you think he's just being a good teammate? Give me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.